Nietzsche was a 19th-century German philosopher who is known for his critiques of traditional morality and religion. He believed that traditional morality, which is based on concepts of good and evil, is limiting and restrictive to human potential. Instead, Nietzsche proposed a new morality based on the concept of the Superman, or the Übermensch. The Übermensch is a person who has transcended traditional morality and has created their own values. This person is self-creating and self-determining, and is not bound by the traditional morality of good and evil. Nietzsche believed that by embracing the concept of the Übermensch, individuals could fully realize their potential and live a truly fulfilling life. Nietzsche also had a strong critique of religion, particularly Christianity. He believed that religion was a tool used by the powerful to control and oppress the masses. He saw Christianity as a slave morality that taught people to be submissive and to deny their own desires and needs. Nietzsche proposed a rejection of traditional religion and a return to a more natural, instinctual form of spirituality. Another important concept in Nietzsche's philosophy is the idea of the eternal recurrence. This is the idea that everything that has happened in the past, and will happen in the future, will happen again and again in an infinite cycle. Nietzsche believed that we should embrace this idea and make the most of our time on Earth, because we will have to live it over and over again. One of the greatest criticisms leveled against Nietzsche is that his ideas were used to justify fascism and totalitarianism in the early 20th century, particularly in Nazi Germany. His emphasis on the individual's will to power and rejection of traditional morality were used to justify the subjugation of entire groups of people, such as Jews and other minority groups. This association has led to a lasting negative perception of his work and ideas. One little-known fact about Nietzsche is that he had a close relationship with a woman named Lou Andreas Salome. She was a Russian-born writer and thinker who was a close friend of Nietzsche's, and they corresponded frequently. Despite the fact that Nietzsche proposed marriage to her, she ultimately rejected him, and their relationship remained platonic. However, their friendship had a significant influence on Nietzsche's thought, and he dedicated several of his books to her. Another interesting fact about Nietzsche is that he had a passion for music, and he even considered becoming a professional musician. He was an accomplished pianist and composed several pieces of music, including a number of piano pieces, a song cycle, and a choral work. He also wrote extensively about the role of music in his philosophy and how it related to the concept of the Superman. Finally, it is worth noting that Nietzsche's legacy is quite complex and multifaceted. While his ideas have been associated with fascism and totalitarianism, they have also been a source of inspiration for many in the fields of existentialism, postmodernism, and psychoanalysis. His critiques of traditional morality and religion have also been influential in the field of feminist and critical theory. His works have been translated in many languages and continues to be studied and debated by scholars, philosophers, and general readers. One of Nietzsche's most prolific critics was the German philosopher and sociologist Theodor Adorno. Adorno was a leading member of the Frankfurt School, a group of German intellectuals who sought to understand and critique the social and political conditions of their time. Adorno was heavily critical of Nietzsche's ideas, particularly his rejection of traditional morality and his emphasis on the will to power. He saw Nietzsche's ideas as dangerous, particularly in the context of the rise of fascism in Germany. Adorno believed that Nietzsche's emphasis on the individual over the collective and his rejection of traditional morality provided a justification for the oppression and subjugation of entire groups of people. In his book Negative Dialectics, Adorno wrote, "Nietzsche's critique of morality, which is directed against the weak and the oppressed, is the most extreme form of morality of domination." He also argued that Nietzsche's emphasis on the will to power was a form of inverted Platonism that ultimately led to the domination of the strong over the weak. Adorno's criticism of Nietzsche is not without controversy, as many scholars argue that Adorno misinterprets Nietzsche's ideas and fails to take into account the complexity and nuance of Nietzsche's thought. Nonetheless, Adorno's critique has been influential in shaping the way Nietzsche's ideas have been perceived and understood.